everyone, and welcome to the first video in our series of 3 for the Meadow cards to go. So we have 3 cards. We'll start on one today. I just wanted to let you know too, if you missed the last cards with the Ornate Gardens, we'll have them. I still have them available for you if you'd like those instead. And also, or if you'd like those in addition, because this is fun. Okay, and also I wanted to let you know that I don't know when we'll be able to have in-person parties again. So I am going to be doing cards to go each month, and we'll feature a different set each month. And it is up to you if you want to choose to purchase the cards to go, the set, the stamp set that goes with it. So I'll make a way that we can bundle them together, or if you just want to use something you have and have the card kits to go. So more to come on that. So let's see what we're going to do now. Okay, so the winner was the My Meadow set when we chose between the Floral Essence and the My Meadow. And I have got to say, these were so fun. These were the 3 cards that I made with these, and I really just sat down with this white piece of paper and just started stamping, and I had a blast. So this one, and this one. So today we're going to go ahead and work on this one. And before we get started, remember that we did these 3 already. And if you missed these and would like to have the card kits for these, please just let me know. It's very easy to use whatever you have with these because we have all the pretty paper and the die cuts in the card kit. So it's very easy to use whatever you had. And I have seen some of you have made really lovely cards out of these card kits. So I can't wait to see what you do with this one. Again, you can use your own stamp sets. If you have this one, you can use this, or if you want this one, we can bundle it in with your card kit. And I just wanted to give you a little teaser. A lot of you should have received your catalogs. If you don't receive it by the end of the month, please do let me know. So the catalogs, I can show it to you now since most of you have received it, and it's out there publicly. I'm not allowed to show it until it's out to the world, but we will be using this paper next month and this stamp set and the accompanying dies. So that will be our next month's cards to go. So if you're interested in that, I'll have more information for you. What I'd like to do is, if you're interested in this, I'd like to get your stamp sets all ordered and ready so you'll have them by the time we get the card kits and the videos ready. So just think on that. So for next month, we will be using this pretty paper. It's called Flowers for Every Season. It's pictured on page 11 in your catalog, and it has some new ink colors: the Magenta Madness, the Cinnamon Cider, the Bumblebee, the Just Jade, and the Misty Moonlight. It actually has all 5 of the new in color inks. I don't have those inks yet either, but I am looking forward to getting them. And again, you'll be able to use whatever color you want. Those are just the coordinating inks for this paper that Stampin' Up! Has. And then this is the stamp set and the dies. This is really awesome. With the dies can make your big flower and leaves all by themselves. So you can make an awesome card just with the dies on this. It comes with an embossing folder as well, so we will probably utilize that. So that is next month's cards to go. So be thinking on that and pondering about whether or not you'd like to have that one. So let's get back to our current card. Now, this is, I just love this stamp set. So thank you all for voting on this one and choosing it. So really the thing about this is, if you love stamping, this is an awesome set for you. It's called the My Meadow, and it has this lovely little gazebo and some trees and clouds and birds. And so let's get started. Now I actually picked several colors of ink. I picked a dark and a light green. I picked a brown. It's just the medium brown. This is the dark green. I picked the pink. That's Rococo Rose. I'm using this smoky slate gray. This is soft suede, the brown. And I even scattered in a few little mango melody dots. So, and some seaside spray clouds. So let's see what we can do. Now I am, again, since these are the photopolymer, you can stamp without it, but I am using my pad to give me that extra little sponginess so that I can get a good image. So the first thing I did, and you can do this in any order you want, but the first thing I did was put my gazebo on my page, and then I built my scene around it. Now don't expect this one to look exactly like this one, because I don't know that I can do that. So I'm just going to get started. And remember that this is just, it's just freeform. Have fun with it. Put it wherever you want it to be. So I may make an attempt or I may not make an attempt, but to get it the same. We'll just see. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my gazebo right about there. And remember, touch it and let it transfer. Just give it a second to transfer. And that's pretty good. It may be, oh, I got a little smudge there, but that's okay. I'll cover it up with some grass. These are really, really forgiving stamps. So, okay, so I want to go ahead before I lose my placement. This is just the order I want to do it in. You choose what works best for you. But before I lose where I'm at, I'm going to grab this stamp and do my path. And you might have even started with this one so that you can end it down, because it doesn't quite, I didn't get it in quite the same position, but that's okay. Do my path, press it down. This is smoky slate I'm using for my path. Press it down and pick it up. Okay, and now I feel like I can put my trees on each side, or I can put my grass. Which would I like to do? I think I'd like to do my grass. So my grass, I am using my lightest green. And it is so light you probably can't even see it's soft sea foam. So I'm using my lightest green. And then I'm using my darkest green, which is Mossy Meadow, for the other green elements, because I really wanted them to show up. Okay, how do we fit this in here? We just fit it in pretty much freeform, however you want to. And you just see, I'm just laying this down for some color on here. Coming over a little bit. And I have that gap right there, but that's okay. We'll get that covered up with other things. And I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to try to keep this fairly even. And there's going to be a few gaps. And then I'm just going to stamp a few more times here. I'm just creating, you know, just a ground. And let's go ahead and fill in here. And I really want to go ahead and fill in a little bit of this on bottom, just to, and since my path didn't come all the way out, I'm going to fill it in a little more there. Okay, so it's not going to be exactly the same, but that's okay. And now, I'm just doing this in the order that I feel like I want to do it in. I feel like I'm going to bring in and do my trees. So I'm using the several trees, the group of trees. And my trees are going to go kind of here beside my gazebo. Just give them a minute to transfer. And I'm using the same soft suede ink to build my trees. And I'll have trees on this side. They don't have to be even with it. I can just put them wherever I want. Give it a minute to transfer. Touch it. Pick it up. Okay, I got some smudges there too, but that's okay because we're going to come in. Remember, this is a real forgiving little stamp set. We're going to come in with, let's first use all these little dots here. So I'm going to use these little dots in the mossy meadow first to make my leaves on my trees. Okay, so just ink them down. And then what I want to do is stamp it and stamp it. If you look at trees, just look outside at the trees, you see that the leaves are darker in the middle of the tree and lighter towards the top because the sunshine and the light hits them more there. So that's what I'm trying to create here, a darker and a lighter. Okay, we'll do one here, here. I'm just stamping it twice without re-inking it. Here, and I need one more here, and even a little bit more. Okay, so we have a lovely little cluster of trees. Same thing over here. I might even turn that down, turn that around. Go here and here, here and here. 1 and 2. Sometimes the trees are close, but I'm still going to give it another. I might just give another little right there. Just want to have plenty of, I mean, you can even go over it a couple more times if you want a few more. And the other thing I'm going to do with this, I'm going to give it a little wipe off first. And then I'm going to grab my soft sea foam again. I'm just going to make some shade and some texture. And you'll see why these little smudges don't matter. I'm just going to make some shade under these trees. Just some little dappled shade and texture to the grass. That one pretty much needs inked each time. It's so light. So you can see why it doesn't really matter that we didn't fill every tiny little thing in. And that smudge is disappearing into the background already, so looking good. Okay, and I think I'm done with my shade right now. And I think I'm done with my soft sea foam right now. So what I want to do is get my mossy meadow back, and I'm just going to put some grass down around these, at the base of these trees. So it's kind of going to blend in a little bit to our shade. Just wherever you feel like putting some grass. It's just really up to you. Whatever you think looks good. And I'll make sure I cover that little brown spot there. And you know what? That might even be a dead leaf down there, so it's okay. Okay, I think that's all I need of that. But I still have some more of this itty bitty little green grasses laying around. So I want to grab some of it, and I want to fill in some of these white places. And the white places on this one aren't maybe exactly as the same as the white places on the other one, but that's okay. I'm going to make some grass there. Wow, these are actually going to end up being flowers. So, and right here. But I'm also going to go ahead and add some grass wherever I feel like I want a little bit of grass. And it's not going to be the same on this one. I'm filling in a little bit of these white spaces that I have from my other stamp. You don't even have to ink it every time. You can just stamp it where you like it. Okay, that's enough. Now, I have these little dots here, and this is where I'm going to bring in my Rococo Rose. I think I'm done with this one, or Rococo, or whatever you call that. And these little dots. And I'm going to turn these into flowers. So I'm just going to put right on top, just to give it a little bit of pop of color. Just seemed like that would be a pretty thing to do, is add some flowers. And let's see, a couple of more things to do. Now, I don't know, obviously none of these are necessary. I'm just having a blast with this set. I mean, you can build your scene however you want, but I am looking out into my yard, and I don't know what your yard looks like, but mine's not uniformly green, and even though this stamp set has some variation, darker and light in it, I know that there's some yellow spots in my yard. Now, that may be because I have a lot of weeds instead of a lot of grass, so I'm just going to go ahead and put some yellow spots in my grass, just for texture, and just for, I mean, kind of realistically, that's what my yard looks like. I mean, maybe it's even those pretty little buttercups that are all over the place. So I'm just putting some, just adding a little more color to it. So that's mostly our scene. The only thing we have left now is our clouds. So where do we want to put our clouds? And our birds. We got to do our birds. Yes. Okay, so the clouds, we are going to have a little sentiment up here, but that's okay. It can kind of partially cover. I mean, over here looks like a good place to put a cloud. Oh, I don't want to touch my building, but I can put a cloud there. And then I don't want to go too crazy and fill my sky, so I'm going to grab my smaller cloud and maybe stick it up here. Okay, and then last, not least, but last for today's card front, let's just stick a few birds in the sky. And because I had out my smoky slate, I'm just going to stick some smoky slate birds in the sky. I'm just going to stick them wherever I have a little spot to stick them too. So again, it might not be the same as where I stuck them before. I've got to think about where I'm going to put my little label here, because I know this is going to lay right about here. So, do I have any room to stick? I have a little bit of room to stick some birds right here. And I might even stick another little batch up here. Got a lot of birds out today. Okay, so there is mostly our card front. Now, this set doesn't come with sentiments, but there are several sets. I mean, this particular set right here, it's called Well Said. It comes with a ton of sentiments. And this just happens, the sentiment I'm using today, if I can find it, yeah, here it is. You mean the world to me, which it just seems like this fit. You mean the world to me, because here's a lovely picture of outside in the world. So let's see if I can stamp this on this little piece here. Let's see if it's even on there. Yeah, it looks like it's on there straight. So this is hard because I can't see it well. Normally you would stamp it, then that's not bad. You would stamp it and then you would poke it out, but I'm not sure how many of you have this particular punch, so I poked it out for you. And if you find that too challenging, well, you can just cut a little strip that'll fit on top of here. That'll be fine. So the next thing is assembly required. So I'm going to close up these ink pads, get them out of the way, and in your card kit, you will have the soft seafoam base, the matte for the inside, early espresso, and early espresso for the outside, and an inside piece. And then you'll also have this little tag, and if that's too small for you to stamp something on, just take a scrap piece of paper and stamp on it, and then just cut it out to fit over this. You can just cut it out with your paper trimmer or scissors or whatever you like to cut with. Okay, so I have this up on dimensionals on top of my little base here, and I also have this on the back. I have tied these bows for you. I sat there and watched TV last night and tied a bunch of these bows for you because I don't mind doing it. I think it's kind of fun. And I'm just going to use a glue dot and stick it on the back of here. And mostly what I want is I want all those loops to stick up. So I'm just going to stick it like that and pull my little loops. You may need to trim these little bits right here because these are a little long. And then I'm going to get some of my mini glue dots and put on the back of here. That glue dot, my mini dimensionals, sorry about that. That glue dot's still sticking to my finger there. I'll move this out of the way and get one on the edge too, because I want it to be good and sturdy. Probably should have done this first, but let's get these little bits off. So this card is, even though there's a lot of stamping, it's really the simplest. There's nothing unusual about this one. The next two, there's a couple of little tricks too, but no worries, I'll show you. Okay, now let's just build our card. Now we'll have to do the inside. I put some trees in the inside, so we'll have to do it. But in the meantime, let's make sure our card's opening right. Get some glue on our back here. Oops, 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 I almost made a boo-boo. Goes on our mat first. Woohoo, saved. Get some glue on the mat. Put it on our card front. It's just assembly now. Get my sentiment. And I'm definitely going to have a use for this. I am pretty sure. And now I'll go ahead and do my inside. Let's see what I've got for the inside. I need my trees. I need a little bit of grass. So I'll use my grass again that I used before. I'll do that in soft sea foam. Which one is the one that's already made? There we go. Got some grass there. I can make it a little more if I want to. And it doesn't even matter if you want to overlap it a little bit. That's fine too. It just gives them some more dark, shadowy places. Grab my soft suede for my trees. Just plant some trees right here. And I won't press so hard this time, so maybe I won't get those smudges. You do have to touch them, but you don't have to put all your weight on them. There we go. That's better. And then I need my dots for my leaves. Let's close this up. Get out my mossy meadow and my dots. And let's put some leaves on these trees. It is spring, I hope. I hope we're going to be doing away with some of this cold weather. There we go. Got our trees, and we can put that on our other mat. And get it inside our card. That is it. We have our first card all done, and that was just fun with stamping. Just sit down, get your colors, and just stamp and have a blast. So that's our first card. So we will be making the other two cards, and I will be doing videos on those as well. These are our other two. So if you haven't let me know that you wanted a card kit, please do let me know. And please also let me know if you need the stamp set to go with it or if you want to use what you already have. And also don't forget, we do have these available if you want these. I actually used the same set on here. You can use anything you want, but I used this same set on that one. And also, don't forget, be pondering for next month. Go to page 11 and look at that lovely paper. And then this stamp set and these really awesome dies. I can't wait to get those and start with those. So that is our first of our cards to go for my Meadow. Stay tuned for the next two. So that was a lot of fun. I loved. So thank you all for picking this one, and it was almost unanimous. So we had an overwhelming vote for my Meadow. So it was fun. I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't told me you want cards to go, again, please let me know. If you need the previous set, let me know. I have some of those. And if you're looking forward, ponder on the sunflowers for next time. So y'all take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Send me pictures of what you do. Bye.